already passed several bicyclists.
So we're up here at Logan's Pass. We got up at early this morning. And yeah, it's already cold up here. And it's what, 7:30? 8 o'clock now. The clouds are, yeah, it's chilly. A lot different than yesterday. But yeah, the clouds are just passing along. You can't even see the top of the mountain there. It is pushing.
Feel a few raindrops.
Let's go warm up.
Super cold. So today is the complete opposite of yesterday. Yesterday was like 85. And then we come up here and it's like maybe 60. And I'm sure it warmed up a little bit today, but they said, around here it could be snowing in the morning and 80 in the afternoon. So you just never know what you're going to get. But yeah, we're pretty much walking in the clouds right now, and we're approaching we're on the Highline Trail, but we're getting closer to the point where it'll be a little bit more interesting to see.
Forget the day we met. Your eyes so blue, me piercing through. I can't forget the day we met. Your smile so bright, it made me swoon. Our love is like a summer's day, hot and endless in a magic way. Whenever I see you, all I can think is my summer love. Been waiting for you, my love.
This is a pretty view up here, but it's not for the faint at heart. If you're a little afraid of heights, you might have to reconsider this one, because it's a little scary. The rocks are beautiful up here, the colors. We're gonna keep trekking. So this is from the snow melting, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, very cool.
Ask me the question.
What is it?
It's a depressed wall.
Because it's weeping.
Yeah.
No, because it's crying. It's depressed.
What's it really called?
Weeping wall.
Weeping wall.
Called people.
It's really depressed. Dad, look how depressed this wall is. Really depressed.
Down there is the road. Wow, what a sight though. Is it squishy?
Now this is like a butt cheek. Dude, look at this butt cheek. This is what you do to mama every once in a while.
Don't go too far. Oh, the snow is melting and coming down. So we figured out that the cloud is actually forming right there.
That's where it's hot enough close to the ground. But when it reaches a certain cold point, it begins to recondensate from water vapor to just water.
That's pretty cool.
Well, watch out.
Okay.
Hello. So this is bear grass. It blooms only 5 to 7 years in full. And also, it is not a grass or flower. It is a lily. Oh, we're back. This is bear grass once again. Now the reason it's got its name of bear grass is because Lewis and Clark, when they were on their expedition through Glacier, they happened to see some of this, a huge field of bear grass. And there just so happened to be a bear walking through it. So they were like, you know what? let's call it bear grass. But the thing is, the bear, that has nothing to do with the bear. They don't eat it, they don't do anything with it. But if a bear does eat it, it's basically nature's laxative. So, don't eat it.
Stopping at all the little weeping walls here. That's what they're called, and he's giving them pep talks. Like, it's okay. So it's so windy right there that it's blowing the water backwards. Instead of it cascading down, it's over up in the air. Made it back. We're gonna hit the restroom and then do a little more sightseeing by vehicle. Say bye, Glacier.
Yeah, we should ask more.
No.
No.
Oh.
Hey, we'll see you next time. I think we'll be back.
I think so.
Maybe a while, but we'll be back.
Yeah.
Too pretty not to come back.
No doubt.
Tastes like huckleberry.
What does a huckleberry taste like?
You said part strawberry and part
Yeah, it kind of tastes like
raspberry.
strawberry part blueberry.
Yeah. Oh, it does. It's like a combination. It's really good.
All right, let's come to skirt.
It's a cute little place.
Make sure you get Ella in front. She really wants
Just leave you stranded out in Wyoming. How about that? Find your way home when you get hungry. That's all the time. Ella's dying. Only Jesus.
Okay, so we're ending up our day 13, and we had our last day at Glacier today, and we got up super duper early, and we enjoyed the Highline Trail. It was a lot windier than we thought, but this afternoon turned out really nice though. So I think what I enjoyed most about Glacier is just seeing all the beauty of it. I loved the Red Bus tour. That was really neat. And just going to the Sun Road and seeing some of the glaciers and learning about the history of it, and that like 100 years ago there was over 1,000 glaciers. Isn't that right?
150. 150.
Oh, my bad. I'll cut that out.
There you won't.
So There 100 years ago there was over 150 glaciers, and now there's only 26. And it's interesting how they, I didn't realize how they could tell what glaciers were. So it's a mixture of snow and ice, and it has to be a certain dimensions, have to be certain dimensions, and then they also have to be moving. So they measure these to see if they're still moving and active, and if not, then they're not considered glaciers anymore. And so many of the glaciers just have melted and or stop moving. So thank you, Noah. So it was just neat to learn about the history of it and see that, and then see all the cascades and the waterfalls, and it's mainly just all from the snow melting, that it's still melting from the winter and just coming down the mountain. So really neat, really neat. I didn't know what to really expect with Glacier, but it's been wonderful, and I would like to come back someday and do even more exploring. And the colors of the pebbles and the blue of the water, it's just, I don't know, what kind of color would you call that blue? It's like a steel, like a steel blue. Like, just wow. Just wow.
But we know why.
I know why.
Because of the powder.
Yeah, the powder. So from the rocks rubbing against each other and the water and the glaciers, it's just forms this powder that from the rocks that causes the blue of the water to be such a beautiful blue.
Reflects the sunlight.
And and the sunlight, and Joe can tell you about it. But yeah, so really fun. So we may travel back over and see what the nighttime is like, what the nighttime sky is like. But I'm gonna see what everyone else liked about their time here at Glacier.
I think what Glacier was all about, I really wanted to see like the mountains, and because the mountains are way different than Yellowstone. They're definitely more rocky, more snow covered, and they definitely were. It was really cool just to see all the different types, because they have over 6 that are over 10,000 feet tall. I think we saw a few of them, but it was really cool to see them. And that was what I really wanted, was to see the mountains. And also, there wasn't supposed to be as much wildlife, but we saw a lot more than we did, or at least a lot more different types than we did at Yellowstone. We saw like mountain goat and bighorn rams, and that was really cool. We did see a few bears. I'm glad we came here. That is all.
All right. So, when I think about Glacier, I think I'm always in amazement of God's creation. And so, with Yellowstone, it had its own thing. With Glacier, you have the existing glaciers that you can see what formed over time. As Angela mentioned, those pebbles, if you look at them closely, they're all different colors and things, but they're all rounded off, and some are smooth-sided and flat, but they're all rounded, they're all smoothed over from when the glacier ground them down. So just things like that is what I really enjoy looking at, and just thinking about. The excursions were wonderful, the Red Bus tour, the kayaking on Lake McDonald, the motorboating, chuckle, and also going up to Highline this morning, even though it was early. It was really fascinating to see, again, the road that goes up, the road to the sun, going to the Sun Road, and the Highline, and everything that they created up there is just magnificent. And they did this all back in the 1920s.
Yeah, that they built that road. There's one road that goes through.
That's it.
Yeah, they built that road, and I think it took 10 years, because they only have, ideally, you think about construction, they'd have months, but they only have 3 months out of the year that they are able to do construction because of the winter, and the snow could get up to 80, I think they said over 80 feet deep. So yeah, it's just been a magnificent place. We didn't see everything. We can't do that all in 3 whole days, but I think what it does, it gives you an opportunity to think about when you would like to come back and visit. So Glacier was a wonderful time. I think our family had a wonderful time, and can't wait to see it again.
Okay, Ella. So, what did you like about Glacier?
The horseback riding and the mountains.
Did you like playing around the water?
Oh yeah, that too. And that was fun. Very cool.
It was. The water was really cold. Did you like trekking up on the Highline Trail today?
You did too.
Kind of.
You kind of did. It was a little scary in some spots, wasn't it?
Yeah, his
Wasn't
mom
it?
was standing on the edge to take a picture of Dad. When an easily gust of wind could have blown her over.
No, there wasn't windy right there where it was. Anything else? No. No? Sure about that? You positive?
Yeah.
That's definitely going in the video.
So, we escaped from the campsite for a little while. Yeah, don't tell kids.
We escaped and it didn't tell them.
Yeah. So we're having like a mini date, kind of, and the kids didn't want to come back and see the skylight or the night sky. That, how would I say that? The night sky.
Yeah, nice guy.
Yeah. So, but I've always heard and read that it's beautiful here. So we're here at Lake McDonald, and we're waiting for it to get a little bit darker, and maybe we'll see some stars and see what it looks like. So it's kind of nice to have a little bit of peace and quiet. And the kids are playing Minecraft back at the camper, doing their own thing.
Oh, did you say that they were doing what they were doing last night?
I don't know if they want that on video.
Oh, okay.
It was cute though. They're getting along. I mean,
Yeah.
if they've had, you know, their typical moments, which is gonna happen, but they're getting along pretty well. But okay, we'll show you some sights here in just a little bit.